Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. Before I get into this lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Rahahakwadash. Also, I want to give double honors to my elder apostles and elder bishops, a great millstone who teach this truth and who will well. Kazak shalom to the hopeful elect. All right, in this lesson, all right, it's going into these tariffs. All right, Trump just imposed to a higher percentage to 245%. All right, on tariffs to China. All right, and within him doing that, it's a trade war. All right, and the trade war, all right, is when you got countries going against each other. All right, and they're upping the taxes on imported goods and exported goods, man. All right, but within the effect of that, he's going to start crippling the economy. All right, and goods. All right, it's either not going to get here or it's going to be an inflation to where prices are going to be so high that people barely can afford the things, they used to could get, like when it was under a green tree. All right. But soon we come into where things is about to get bad because of these tariffs. All right. And Trump already said that America was going to feel a sting. All right. But it's going to be more than a sting. All right. You're about to have people either being homeless because a lot of things happens within tariffs. All right, people, you gotta think it's companies who sell goods to China. All right, and if these tariffs so high, all right, they're gonna lose money to the point to where they're gonna move their business like they've been doing for the past 50, 70 years to China. All right, and what's gonna happen then? People gonna lose jobs. All right, so that just shows, all right, that Trump doesn't care. All right, that shows that he's that cruel Lord, man. But I'm going to let this play and get some scriptures.
Developing trade war between the United States and China keeps ratcheting up. There are reports tonight China has suspended exports of rare earth minerals critical to automakers, semiconductor companies, and military contractors. And Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick said today that the electronics,
Right. America received minerals, all right, that help produce certain things in factories, all right, and the thing that stuck out, the military. All right, so if they bring a halt to bringing things, because America, all right, they pride themselves in their armory, or what you call it, their armies. All right, they pride themselves as being the hammer of the earth. All right, but whatever they need from China to keep making these military vehicles or satellites or whatever, computers. All right, that's going to kind of slow it up into a halt, man. They're going to have to find somewhere else to go.
Administration
and then also, and it's not just that, China makes a lot of things for America, man. You don't see a lot of things in China saying American made. All right, it's a lot of things that's over here, and you're going to see made in China, made in Taiwan, made in Japan. All right.
Exempted from reciprocal tariffs on Friday could be subject to different levies in the future.
So ultimately, we need them more than they need us. They need us. All right, but the elect are not going to want nothing, man. They're not going to lack. All right, because the only thing we need is the spirit of Yahweh Shemi Shah. All right, to stay on this, man.
Earlier, I spoke with Katrina Northrup, China correspondent for the Washington Post. I asked her about the Chinese reaction to the initial exemption of those electronics.
They said that it was a good step. They're still criticizing the tariffs, but it does show a window of opportunity potentially for the two sides to talk. There's still a lot of problems and a lot of kind of barriers to get them together, but that exemption, I think, is going to be seen positively in Beijing.
What do the economists and analysts say about the effect on the Chinese economy of a trade war?
It's huge.
Now, another effect that I don't think they spoke of, but a lot of, because you got to think China produced so much, for many countries, especially the U.S., that, a lot of these shipping containers, all right, all the goods that get imported here, all right, since these tariffs hit, all right, a lot of companies been holding back from buying. And as you look, too, also, you got Amazon, they kind of went to a halt on selling stuff because of China, the import, the taxes, man, the tariffs. All right, because everything's so high. All right, it just don't make sense to pay this much, and they can't sell this good. All right, but I'm gonna listen more play, and also China manufactures parts to the planes, the boy. All right, and there's no and you can see that's why the plane's been falling out the sky, because China ain't really that good at manufacturing stuff. That's more so Esau. The Temanites, man. But yeah. So without them boy parts getting imported here, how they gonna keep finishing the production of these planes, man, and keep people flying from here to here, falling out the sky, man? All right, but I'm gonna let this play.
The Chinese economy is not doing well. It's struggled to rebound from the pandemic. They've had a property sector crisis. They've had high youth unemployment. So they started at a bad baseline, and exports have been a really bright spot in the otherwise sluggish economy.
Katrina, you're in Taipei, like most Western journalists, because of the restrictions that Beijing has put on Western journalists. Is it possible to tell, though, how this is affecting, or the reaction of the Chinese people to this?
It's hard to tell, but there's a lot of concern, like there is in the U.S., around a spiraling trade war. There are many supply chains built up in China around serving the American market.
You talk about China sort of looking or interested in a deal, but outwardly they've been very defiant. Help us understand the Chinese reaction in response to all of this.
Yeah, they've stood very firm. The people that we talk to say that they don't want to be seen as weak. They don't want to be seen as being pressured by Trump. And Trump seems to be waiting for Xi Jinping to call him. And Xi Jinping doesn't seem willing to make that call. So we're waiting to see what happens, or whether we continue to escalate. I don't think that's out of the question. I think we could see more escalation before we see any type of negotiation.
And is China prepared for that escalation? Do they have plans in their back pocket, as it were?
Yeah, China has been preparing for a trade war with the U.S. since the first trade war with the U.S. In the first Trump.
Right, and if you ever get time, look up the how China has been partnering up with Mexico to build a second canal. All right, to basically go against the Panama Canal. All right, because BlackRock is a company that's trying to buy it. All right, which means they'll be able to more control imports. All right, and exports. All right, from America to other countries. All right, but yeah, China, I think they funded like $4 billion to build a canal. All right, so they can I guess have their own special shipping route, man. All right, but it's to combat the U.S. All right, which they won't have control over. So that it would just make it everything better for them. So like they said, as far as the his first term, all right, he threw tariffs on them. All right, they've been thought of, okay, so what should we do? Because at the end of the day, every country is going to defend their own
term, and there's been a huge push to kind of create a more independent economy. At the same time, they've also developed this whole suite of tools to push back against Washington. So it's not only tariffs that they have in their pocket, they have export controls, which they've increasingly used. They have sanctions. They can go after specific U.S. companies. On Friday, Beijing said that they would not increase tariffs further from the 125% that they are on right now. But that doesn't mean that they won't use these other tools like export controls to go after Washington.
What's this doing to the overall relationship between these two countries?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of concern around this escalating beyond just a trade war. This could very easily move into a broader spiraling tension over things like Taiwan or South China Sea or other issues. And so economic and trade ties have long been a stabilizing force in the relationship. It's brought the two countries together. It's forced them to talk. And right now we're closer to economic decoupling than we ever have been. And many people are concerned that the two leaders won't be able to get the relationship back on the right track.
Katrina Northrup of the Washington Post, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Right, and within, these tariffs, man, it's going to affect, a lot of people in the U.S., man, mainly, the poor and middle class, man, because the rich, they have enough to, sustain themselves, through these times. All right, which the rich, they don't care about you middle class or the poor. They're trying to wipe out the middle class and just have poor and rich. All right, they want to have everything to, what everything's coming to. The UBI, all right, the micro CHIP, all right, these 15-minute cities. All right, this is all what is, coming down to, because they got to cripple the economy, all right, for people to accept, all right, the new world order, man. All right, because they're going to want to keep living in the ways they've been living, all right, which they ain't been living, man. I'm going to go to Revelations chapter 6, verse 6. It says, "And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, measure of wheat a penny." All right. And back then, a penny, which was a denarius, would be a day's wage. All right. It says, "And 3 measures of barley for a penny." It says, "And see thou hurt not the oil and the wine." But, we coming into times where you about to be hey man, inflation is about to be something else, man. You about to be going in Walmart. You already see the prices of eggs, how they has just changed. All right. So just imagine when the goods that's already here that didn't get hit with the tariffs. All right. Once those are gone, all right, prices is going to go up on, everything, man. All right. Then y'all going to see, basically the level of how eggs has changed. The price of eggs has changed, all right, to the price of a steak. Or a price of something made from IKEA because it was made in China, or these auto parts, or certain minerals or things that hospitals needs, man. All right, that's imported from China. All right, that the tariff's so high that they're not gonna pay for it because they're gonna lose. All right, but it says, "And see thou hurt not the oil and the wine." All right, we're that oil, or we're that wine, all right? Because we're the vessels, all right, that the Lord stored his oil into, man, to keep us going, to keep our candles burning, man, all right, to keep us to keep preaching this truth, all right? Because at the end of the day, like I said, in Psalms 37 and 25, all right, where King David said, "I have been young and have been old, but I haven't seen the righteous forsaken or begging for bread," all right? The Lord is going to make sure his elect is good, man. All right. I'm going to go to 2nd Ezra chapter 6, 22. It says, "And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown." You go to your AutoZone, O'Reilly's. All right. You go to your Sam Clubs, your Walmarts, your Audis, all right, a lot of places that trying to import goods to, you might see half the section gone, just because Audis don't want to pay the price on the tariffs, all right, and that's the sting you're gonna feel, all right, because you're not gonna be able to be back to your everyday life, all right. It's gonna change everything, all right, and within that, however things go. The MOTB is going to be involved. The UBI is going to be involved. All right. But that's after the weakening of this economy. But it says, "And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty." All right. Then it's going to come to a point of time where these trucks ain't even going to have no shipments to bring goods in, man. All right. So then what's that's going to cost? Which, we come into the time of Jacob's trouble. The Lord is the master chess player. He's bringing everything to one. All right. But within, no resources, no goods, no food. All right, how you gonna take care of yourself or your family? All right, now you're gonna have pillaging. Now you're gonna have people breaking the houses. Now you're gonna have people turning on people. All right, people true colors is gonna show, man. All right, but the elect, they gonna be shining bright in these days, man. All right. I'm gonna go to Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 1. It says, "For behold, the Lord of hosts, doeth take away from Jerusalem and from Judah, all right, both northern and southern kingdom, all right, the stay and the staff, all right, and the support, all right, because you gotta think Trump is that cruel Lord, man. He's already trying to get rid of food banks. He's already trying to get rid of a lot of healthcare, man. All right, he feels if you able bodied, man, you should be able to go get up and job and be able to feed yourself, which the scriptures say, man, a man shall get his food by the sweat of his brow, roughly paraphrasing. But at the same time, all right, it's still a welfare system that be put up for people who be in hard times, and Trump is trying to take that away. All right, which is like I said, it's gonna all lead up to that sea hit, man. But it says, "For behold, the Lord of hosts, doeth take away from Jerusalem and from Judah the stay and the staff of the whole stay of bread." All right, your food, your support. All right, you might not be able to go get certain medications. You might not be able to go get certain treatment from the hospital, all right, that you trusting in. You might not be able to go to the grocery store and get certain food that you feel is the best, medicine than what Esau gives you. Because a lot of these, you gotta think, he slapped tariffs on Mexico, which Mexico bring in, avocados and certain goods that's healthy and beneficial for you. But within that, the price is gonna go up, and then is your job gonna pay you more? No. All right, you still got to pay rent. You still got to do all these things. But it says, "And the whole stay of water." All right, it ain't nothing. Just like you seen in California, how they shut the water off to where they couldn't even put the fires out, man. So Esau is really controlling, a lot of things, but it's the Lord controlling them because he's the whipping stick, man. It's only so much that he can do that the Lord allow him to do, but he's gonna show his horns, man. And that's what he's, that's that cruel Lord. We'll go to 2nd Esdras chapter 15 and verse 19. It says, "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword." And we're going to see how far this tariff thing goes, because within this, that's when we're going to finally see that, all right, prices going up. Jobs ain't paying as much. Now you got to sit up here and save this. Now you ain't even got this for your kid. Now your kid looking at you crazy. Your wife looking at you crazy. You looking in the mirror at yourself like you crazy. And then now people going to bug out. All right, then they're going to be like, all right, I got to still sustain my family, but if they ain't got the spirit of the Lord, they're going to be going off doing all type of wickedness. That's when looting. All right, people going to go into people's houses and all that, man. All right, you're going to see really the true colors of people, man. You're going to see how people really is, when they like the saying is, you're not really you when you're hungry, man. All right. But we're going to see who is a friend in these days, man. But it says, "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword." And the modern sword is the gun. All right. It says, "And spoil their goods," meaning all the things they have stored up. People might have bunkers, all right, fallout shelters, whatever, pantries full of stuff they think they got, locked up. All right. It says, and people gonna want that because, like I said, they're gonna have to sustain themselves. All right. Look at the movie Leave America Behind. All right. But it says, "Because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation." And that bread, all right, the food, tribulation, we're going through the hard times that people about to be in the straits. All right, trying to see how they're gonna survive for the next day. You know, you got read about 2 Kings 6:26. All right, when it was a famine. All right, because Lord, look, man, it's about to get real out here, man. I'm gonna go to Matthew 24. I think it's 12. It says, and because of iniquity shall be abound, and iniquity is sin upon sin, man. All right, people about to be going the fuck off because, like I said, for one, they ain't gonna have the spirit of the Lord, so they're gonna just be doing anything. They're gonna be walking around aimlessly, all right, thinking like the scriptures say that it's seem a way to be right unto a man, but the end thereof is death, man. They might be thinking they're doing the right thing, but really, you know, they walking straight into death. And at the end of the day, like the Lord said in Jeremiah, 15:2 or 3, that the Lord He's going to send them different ways, man. Some to death, some to famine, some into matter of fact, I'm gonna get that after this. It says, and because of iniquity shall it be abound, the love of many shall wax cold. All right, so the person you thought, you know, was your close friend or somebody, your neighbor, would always waved at you and gave you your mail when the mail was in a different in his mailbox, man, or it was leftovers and he wanted you to taste his wife cooking or whatever the fuck, man. It's gonna be a whole change up on how things is gonna be, man. All right, they're gonna be eyeballing, trying to see what you bringing in your house. All right, trying to smell what you're cooking. All right, and then you're gonna start. You might see this motherfucker at your back window, like what's the fucking Martin in the movie Life, man, grabbing that pie, man. And then it's gonna come to shit, man. He gonna come up in that window and take all your stuff, man. The love of many is gonna wax cold, man. All right, and as you seen, like I said in the movie Leave the World Behind, you see they went to a whole place outside the city because the city gonna be crazy. You know, that's when martial law gonna really be, you know, put in place. You know, the whole the 10 parts is gonna be put in place, man. You know, a man's gonna be wanting a desire to go into another city because, you know, they're gonna cut all that off because maybe from the looting, the killing, the you know, people going bugged out because they not in they how they used to live, man. All right, the Lord can change everything up real quick, like the scriptures say. The Lord lifteth up and bring a flow, man. All right, Sirach 11:14. You know, but hey, man, with that, Lord willing, this was edifying to the Lord's elect. Until next time, Shalom.